Good morning. I'm headed to the van. I'm a little worried. Parking extended Ford Transit downtown Minneapolis isn't the easiest, and so I had to park in a parkboard lot down by the river, and I was going to move it because usually you can find a spot later at night, and you can only park until 10. And I forgot to move the van. So I'm a little worried about a ticket. We'll see. There she is. She's right over there. We'll find out. Not sure what I'm going to work on today. I've got a lot of little projects and some big ones, and I had a little analysis paralysis on how to do some framing, and I got to do my windows. And big stuff that'll get me a long ways, but the paralysis around it is debilitating because I don't know what to do. I want to start putting up my bed, working on the garage. All right, let's take a look and see what we got here. Please, no ticket. Please, no ticket. Please, no ticket. No ticket! Oh, I'm so happy. You know, for late January, and it's 37 degrees. It's just amazing. I could be living in the van, Minnesota right now. Wouldn't want to do it if it was typical temperatures, but it's pretty amazing actually. It looks like it's going to be this warm for, gosh, like at least the next week. It makes winter awfully short. I still hope to be out of here for a little bit in a couple weeks. Don't really know what I'm doing today. I think it's going to be a lot of like little prep stuff. Like I think I can at least like measure and figure out where the windows are going to go. I don't really want to put them in by myself. I kind of want moral support when I do that. So we'll have to see. Might plan out my framing. We'll see. We make some progress. That's all I got to do. Every day, I got to do something that moves me forward. It doesn't have to be a big project, but if I prep stuff, at least I'm ready. Like, I'll know what to get at Home Depot. I'll know how much time to plan. I'll have that first step ready. Like, if I measure for my windows today and find the locations where I'm going to drill my holes, mark them off from the inside, that would be really good progress, because then next time I know, I can start them right away, which actually is important because of the weather and colder temperatures. I'd like to let the windows cure as long as possible in the storage unit. So if I get them all ready, that'll save a bunch of time. I can come early in the morning to work and let the windows sit all day. I'll just keep working on other stuff all day, and then the butyl tape will set. I think I'm gonna not exactly follow instructions on these windows, but I'm gonna use butyl tape instead of any sealant. I get conflicting things about that, but I just love butyl tape. I used a lot of it on my boat, and it works so well that I'm gonna trust that. So we'll see. And then I do need to figure out how I'm going to frame, because I want to get the garage kind of built out, and I need to figure out the framing for that. So if I can do that, run to Home Depot, get the lumber I need for the framing, mark off my windows, I think that'll be a great day. The other day, I kind of did the same thing with my headliner that I'm going to put in. I got it all cut and measured, and it's all ready to put together and install. So now doing it should be pretty easy, except I can't figure out how to get the bolts out of the headliner outside of that. But I'm going up north this weekend for a family thing we do every year, and I kind of want to don't want to take 3 days away from the van, so I'm bringing up some projects to do while I'm up there, and the headliner is a perfect one. So I'm super glad I got it cut. I know exactly what I want to do, and so now it'll be just kind of putting it together and installing it. So there's an advantage for doing just some prep stuff without having to think I gotta finish every project when I start. My brain does not work well when I've got a huge project to start, and I know like when there are a bunch of unknowns and it's gonna take me a long time. That is truly my ADHD brain, and it kind of paralyzes me sometimes. So I've kind of learned for myself that if I take a different approach and not have to feel so overwhelmed with the whole project and just get part way, it feels great. And I really love it when I can do that. But it's hard. I got to force myself to do that because I'm very much an all in person. Like, I don't attack stuff part way very often. So I think I'll have a pretty good day. I'm just gonna have my podcasts on and work, make progress, and do the next right thing, right? So I'm gonna follow that and just kind of try to have a really present day and just be here and work and feel good about what I'm getting done and get one step closer to being on the road. Oh, I was also thinking I've got a lot of different ideas on where I want where to go. I'm not going out full time on the road necessarily right now. I do plan on being back in Minneapolis as it starts to warm up. I've got a job that I'm planning on doing that'll start in March. I've got my boat, and I think I'll come back. I'll still be in the van. I'll live in the van, but not traveling on the road so much. So I'm going to travel, then come back, live in the van in Minneapolis, take a few days, do some excursions up in this area in the van, and spend time on my boat and sail and work, and then probably go back out when it starts to get cold. So that's kind of my plan, but it could all change. I It could definitely all change. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, leave comments. I will respond to all comments, questions. I appreciate you watching. All right. Okay, here's my current dilemma. Um, so I want the bike to fit under the bed in the garage. I'll have the front wheel off, so it'll only really be as high as the back tire. So that means my bed would have to be the low point about here, which would mean my E-Track system would have to go about here, and then the window here, approximately. That's not too high for the bed. I'm really glad I got this high top instead of a medium, because I'll still be able to sit upright in the bed if I do that. It's not too high. That'll also give me enough storage. I've got the slide out, which goes about so high, and then that'll give me room for a bin underneath. If I mark off my windows today, where I'm going to put them, and then I can measure where to put my furring strips for the framing of the walls. I think that'll work. I'm going to do tongue and groove on the top, and then I think I'm just going to do cut sheets of plywood for underneath in the garage. I'd ask for advice, but by the time you guys see this video, it'll already be done. I do my research, think, make a decision, and then if I do this correctly, I think I can figure out how to box the window in later. So I think I'm going to start with figuring out where that window can go. Exactly. That's the cutout. So I can go a little higher. I should probably go as high as I possibly can. All right, okay. I know I'll regret if I don't at least design it to fit the bike, even if I figure out a different way. I've got a bike rack, but I love this bike. I was so lucky getting this bike. I was looking for a fat tire bike. I had wanted one, and I was searching. They were a lot of people are asking too much for their used ones, and this is a beautiful bike. It's light, super light, and he had it at a good price. I kind of felt guilty for me to have it because I am not an accomplished mountain biker, but it was a great bike. I'm gonna go double check my template to make sure it's gonna be good enough. I want to use butyl tape. So much easier, it cures better, it's durable. Butyl tape is don't know. I got marine grade because marine grade is always really good. Marine grade stuff. I'm really comfortable with this template. It's pretty tight, which is a lesson. Actually, I've had this experience on my boat, making my windows in the boat. Also, that if you try to, if you do a measurement or use a template, you have to be careful to make sure that if you do the line outside, then you need it to be precise. You need to cut on the inside of the marker line. But in this case, I'm tight enough where if I can do this, and then it's easier, I just cut right on the line. That makes sense. All right, I'm gonna go place the template and see how that looks. Okay, I'm pretty excited. I know I'm jumping around a little bit today, but I've been having troubles getting my headliner off, and I couldn't find my socket set and stuff. And while looking for one thing, I came across my socket set here. I've got socket set stuff all over the place, and it had a screwdriver, and I just tried a few of the different sizes, and you probably won't be able to see this, but for here, and it's the right size, so I can unscrew my headliner to put, because I'm doing the headliner extension up on top, and it fits. I'm super relieved and excited about that. I did not want to buy more tools and stuff that I don't need, so I'm going to keep that one on there because I know that's the right size. And then I'm going to check. I got my rib nut kits with all sorts of different sizes, so I'm going to check to make sure. I think I need M8, I think is the size, but here, M8, just to make sure so that I know what size screws to get in for my burring strips for the walls today when I go to Home Depot. So this is what I was saying, like little things. I'm getting ready to do big work, and that's a big deal. Instead of tackling thinking I got to do all the big work right now, just being able to prepare to know what I want to do and get stuff ready is huge for me. Helps my mindset a lot. So I thought they'd be M8s. That's the size of the rib nut. Here's what a rib nut looks like. And it gets crimped in to the frame. And then I got a tool that squishes the back end so that it will hold a screw. But it looks like a 1/4 inch rib nut is the right size. seems like I'd rather have it a little bit more snug. All the other ones are too big. So the 1/4" rib nut is the right size. Well, okay, so there are, it looks like, a few there's a few larger, but I wouldn't use that for framing because then it would mess up with the wiring. So if I look around, they're all, oh, see, but then I see bigger ones like that here. Looks to be M8, but I wouldn't need those because I've got others that I can use. It definitely looks like the main size is going to be 1/4". I might mess around to see if I can find one that's a little tighter, but I'm sure that 1/4" would work. I suppose I could do a Google on that and find out for sure. But right now, looks like 1/4" unless I find out otherwise, and I'll let you know. I'm a little bit laughing at myself, but this is truly my ADHD brain. When I'm doing this prep and just trying to figure out, it's like, okay, I think I found the size of the rib nut, but I've never put a rib nut in. So while I was going to go and outline the window, I thought right now it would be more fun to at least pull out the rib nut tool that I haven't even looked at yet and I've never used. Has instructions, but if you watch the video of me trying to figure out my angle grinder, you know that I don't like instructions very well. Okay. So I would need the right size rib nut. Oh, look at that. So it comes, depending on the size of rib nut, you've got your different bits that you use, and it came with the right one. I do know that much about it because I've watched plenty of videos of people using them. Okay, so I know I do that, and then I squish it, I press it in, then I unscrew it, I think. So I put it in like that, crimp her down. Should we go try it? I want to try one in a spot that I wouldn't don't need to use the rib nut. All right, I'm gonna do that because it'll be good for my confidence to know that I know how to put a rib nut in. Well, I'm a little disappointed because I just tried the rib nut tool for the first time, and without instructions even, and I forgot to hit record to see it work correctly the first time. Although there is a little question I have, but so I'm going to try it again. So I take the rib nut and screw it in, place it in the hole, and then you wait. Oh. So now what you're getting is the instructions on how to use the rib nut tool the second time you use it, because I didn't know you had to screw this back in, which makes sense. Okay, so you put it in the hole, and then apply steady pressure. And then you unscrew it from here. It's kind of a time-consuming process. Yeah. I'm testing on a spot. I know I won't need them, but I am not comfortable with the size that I used. So I need to figure that out. But if you look close, you can see then how that looks. Now there are places I can screw into the frame. But if you look, you can see, I can still see frame in there, and I don't think I should be able to. I think there's probably one better size than the 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna do a little, trying a couple and see. Pretty cool tool, actually. It's good. I'm gonna have to do it 100 times probably. So that's a good project. If I bring rib nuts up north this weekend, I could spend a couple hours and just put in all my rib nuts when I need a little break or want to make some progress. All right, that's a good idea. I like that. I'm right. So I think I'll use the 1/4, and it was confirmed by the Ford Transit USA form. Also it says quarter inch and then 5/16 rib nuts. So the 5/16, there's a few of them that are a little bit bigger. Like here, that one's bigger, so that's probably the 5/16. But I'm not going to use that. So all the ones that I'm using are all primarily 1/4 inch. So that's good to know. That's confirmed. So, all right, problem solved. Now, one more question that's been battling in my head for a week. Like I've been putting off the rib nuts and doing the framing because I was like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. Now I know how to do it. I know what size to get. I can go to Home Depot today and get my framing. My furring strips and my rib nuts and my bolts, and man, that will feel amazing. It will not be my last trip to Home Depot.
So when you build a business of you,
Sir?
Yeah.
How you doing? Thank you so much.
You bet.
Name's Christian. That's my brother Andy.
Oh, hey, I'm
So
Jim.
nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
too.
Nice to meet you. You bet. You bet.
your audience is an
Thanks a lot, man.
You bet.
what you stand for and how you help them.